remember a very overwhelming day that I had as a parent. Now, I've had lots of days where I've been completely overwhelmed, but this one I remember because it changed my parenting life. I went to my husband and I said, honey, I'm failing on every front. I just can't do it all. And he said, Corey, you're not supposed to do it all. And I said, what are you talking about? It's literally my job to do all of these things that I was failing at. And he said, no, your job is to manage the house, not to do everything in the house. He said, I just want you to delegate. Oh, delegate. Why hadn't I thought of that? I know why, because it's work. It is work to delegate, because then when we're teaching our kids how to work and how to do other jobs in the house, then we have to check their work and we have to explain how to work, and they never do it the way we want, and it just takes time, but it's totally worth it, and it is important. It is very important that we teach our kids how to work. So that's what I wanted to talk about here. When we don't teach our kids to work, what are we teaching them? That they are consumers, living off of the effort, the work, the toil of everybody around them. This isn't life. This isn't how things work, unless there's some prince or princess somewhere and they don't ever have anything to do, which I mean, if anybody's listening to this as a prince or princess, go them, but that's not most of us, right? Most of us have kids that think that they're princes or princesses. The fact is, our kids need to learn how to work, and this is a biblical concept. In Genesis, God rested from his work. So he was the first example to us of work. And what did he do? He made creation. And who did he put in creation? Adam. And he placed Adam over his creation to work it. That is like the reason why humanity was created, was to work, to glorify God in their work. In the book of Proverbs, it talks about all of the blessing of a hard worker and all of the ruin of the lazy or the sluggard person. Our teenagers should not have hours and hours and hours of idle time. It is not good for them. Time and time again, we've had teenagers in the office for counseling, and their number one reason for why they did whatever unsmart thing that they did that led to ruin in their life was they were bored. Bored teenagers have too much time on their hands. We need to give them work to do. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't have downtime. I'm not saying they shouldn't have free time to pursue their own hobbies. I'm saying they shouldn't have hours and hours of idle time. It is not good. Idle time leads to ruin. It leads to sin. It leads to poverty, it says. It leads to gluttony, all sorts of things that we just don't want to be our children's future. So teach your children to work so that they can be productive members of your family, productive members of your church, of your community, of their school, and someday of society as a whole, that they will lead lives that they're satisfied in their work, where they're providing for their families, where they're running their households well. This is good. Teaching our kids to not be a consumer, but to be a contributor.